Hey, it's Jim Ed and Andrew here from the Side Hustle Heroes HQ. We are each in our own homes. I'm coming to you from Forney, Texas in the guest room. And Andrew, where are you broadcasting from today?
Garland, Texas, in my professional office.
Nice, nice. Well, we've got a lot of cool stuff to cover today. We're going to jump right into Andrew's numbers here in just a second. But a couple of things we are going to go over is Andrew's, of course, numbers, my numbers. We're going to talk a little bit about Cody from episode 8. So if you caught that episode, you'll know who we're talking about. And if you don't, that's okay. We'll explain it. And we're going to go over my numbers. We're going to go over Andrew's Facebook page he's been working on to open up a second Amazon influencer account. We're going to see how that's going. We're also I'm going to go over the whole scaling thing, how I'm working on scaling this up to be even larger than I already have it, and how I'm doing that. So, Andrew, why don't you kick us off with your numbers and kind of what's been going on with you?
So my last 30 days did 13, 28, 27. So that's been my best 30 days yet. So for me, that's pretty good based on
Andrew, is that your first time like over 1,000 for the 30-day period?
I think so. I think I was pretty close to it last month, but this is a 30-day average. And so yeah, it's definitely the best month. I think I was really close to 1,000 last month. So
yeah, it seems like I remember you saying 9 something. So that's
yeah. I think you're right.
nice
Actually, I'll tell you real quick here. We'll just take a second. That last month was June, and I was at good memory 954. So this month so far, and by the way, the reporting is really, once you get used to it, there's some really good features in here. It's like there's a lot of numbers you can look at too. So some things are lacking, but there's some actually decent stuff. So this month I'm looking at not 1,036 so far this month. So I've already surpassed $1,000. So I look at this, it's just gravy because I've got my other business I'm working on, my other Amazon FBA business, and so that's been already bringing in money. So I'm really excited. This to me is gravy, especially since I haven't really been spending a whole lot of time on it. And in fact, a lot of times this as well, you're just sort of just doing stuff anyway, Jim Ed. You're kind of like, oh, here I am at a conference. Oh, here's something in my hotel room, or hey, I'm at a friend's house. Oh, well, I'm here. I might as well do this. So that mindset, and I think that's going to go right into scaling, which is really good. So that mindset is great because don't always like, well, I'm taking a break today. It's not hard to do a quick video. I'll just take advantage of every opportunity, and it could add thousands a month.
You never know.
You never know.
Which one is going to be the big one. I've done videos thinking, hey, why not go ahead and just knock this out while we're at it? And then it'd be that my biggest videos that way. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So last 7 days, $342, which is most of my numbers were in past podcasts. It was kind of trending in the high 200s. So happy with that. And yesterday, I wake up. I'm a freak, but let's just talk about this a little bit. I wake up usually about 4 a.m. Central Time, and that's just when the numbers are starting to populate. And my brain is wired now. Check your numbers. I wake up at 3 sometimes. I'm like, oh man, I'm disappointed. Like my numbers aren't ready. But at 4, you start seeing just the number of sales that you've gotten, not the number of clicks. Yeah. And it doesn't really show you your conversion rate or anything like that. It just shows you the money, and that will continue to go up for about an hour. That those numbers update. So it'll say $15, then 30, then 45, then 60. And then sometimes it goes down a little bit, but I'm a freak. But I wake up excited and I'm like, oh, cool. And then finally around 5 a.m. Central Time, you have your full numbers. So you have the full picture. So that's how we start. By 6:30, Jim Ed and I and whoever else is on our Slack thread or our text thread, we'll kind of be comparing numbers. So that's how it kind of works.
You know what doctors call that, Andrew?
What's that?
Not sleeping very well.
Okay. Yeah, man, that's why I'm so tired. But hey,
yeah,
I'm excited about this. Jim Ed, let's talk about what time do you check your numbers? What are your morning rituals? And then how do you not wake up early just to check your numbers, especially since you're making such good money?
Well, let's hit the numbers real quick first, and I'll go into that for sure. So
can't wait to hear it.
Last 30-day average, so just not the last month, just last 30 days, I've got 5523,
Really
5,523.
good.
Last 7 days is $908. And yesterday I received $23. So I want to go into a lot on that, but real quick, I will hit the morning ritual. For me, I get up around, well, I set the alarm typically for about 6:30. I typically get up a little bit before the alarm goes off because I'm a winner. And then I get up and I check all of my correspondence from my suppliers. Typically, I'll have a half a dozen or so messages. I do that also right before bed. They're kind of like getting it going around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock
Suppliers
my time.
for the listeners,
Yeah.
suppliers for Amazon influencer, right?
Exactly. So that's typically folks. All of mine are over in China, and they're interested in me doing reviews. So I will chat back and forth with them, mostly over Instagram, a little bit over WhatsApp, but it kind of starts about 8 o'clock p.m. and goes through. I try to go to bed around 10:30. So I'll kind of check everything with them right before I go to bed. And then as soon as I wake up, typically they've got some more like stuff for me to review, for me to approve to send, that kind of thing. So I'll do all of those. Then I'll check like emails, make sure that for my day job, I don't have anything that's changed, pressing going on that I need to notify somebody over something changing. Then I'm up and I'm getting ready to start getting ready, and I'll check my numbers at that point.
Wow,
But
that's discipline right there, man.
yeah, well, I like, okay, let's do what's most important first to a degree. And I'm not saying like checking to see what's going on with my day job is not the most important thing, but it's not time sensitive at that moment. I want to go ahead and get the most urgent, time sensitive, important thing knocked out first. And to me, that's, talking with my suppliers.
Yeah.
So we will get into a lot more of that at the end of the podcast when I talk about scaling, because that is a large part of my plan. But also want to talk about, my numbers seem pretty good. They're actually not. This has been a rough week for me. The last 7 days I did 908. I have been tracking a little more along the lines of about $1,500 a week. So I am having a very down week. Yesterday was $23. The day before that was a negative $2.60. And the day before that was like, I think I had a $94 day in there, and I had a $333 day in there. So I had a few really low days. Okay, let me back up just a sec. So Andrew, what I've been averaging for the last about 10 days is right around $200 a day. So that's $1,400 a week. And actually it's been a little higher than that because it's been over the $1,500 mark. I was tracking to do a little over $6,000 in the last 30 days, last time we checked. So this time it is definitely down. Amazon changed some stuff. When I hit that negative 260, I'm like, okay, something's weird. My lowest day in a long time has been, I guess a couple of weeks ago, I had a day of $130. So to have a day of negative, I haven't done that in months. So I got to looking and I figured out that, okay, they've changed the carousel, the different reviews that you can pick. They had it under a button where you had to hit a button, say, show me images and videos. So you'd hit that and there would be 10.
The videos are hidden.
Kind of hidden. Yeah, you hit the button.
I was really concerned about that. You weren't.
I was not, because it'd been out I'd seen it for a little bit and I was still doing fine.
Yeah.
So it used to be there were 6 videos, and then they put the button in, and I guess that probably allowed them more room or something. I'm not sure. But then they put in 10 videos. Okay, so you were one of 10, which I'm good with that. I feel like the way I do my videos that I'm going to get selected more than my fair share. So as long as I'm in the game, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
So what changed though was they changed it to putting it back without the button to press. It was back.
Yeah.
But it only had 5 videos.
Yeah.
So that's when I looked on there and I looked at some of my main selling items. I'm not on the listing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, yep, there we go. So that hit, that kind of stunk. So, but the good news is, day before yesterday, I noticed they've changed it back. It's back to 10 videos per listing. I'm on the videos that I expected to be on. I just checked a few. I'm nearing 400 videos, so I'm not gonna check them all, but I'm gonna check some of my
Yeah.
main ones and go, okay, I'm back. So I expect tomorrow to be somewhat more of a normal day. We'll just have to wait and see on that. But
It's
it,
pretty
it's
weird.
kind of it kind of gets you down a little bit, but you just got to keep pressing on, making videos.
And guys, this is the interesting thing. Like usually our numbers trend together. Like usually I'll have a great day, and I know Jim Ed's going to be 3 or 4 times multiples of that.
10.
But what's really weird is the opposite. Like it's the new guy that did the best. I did second best, and then like you did the worst. Like was that today? Today you
Yep.
got 20, only 20, and then like what is going on here? So if you lived every day like, oh my gosh, like if you look and put that microscope on that one day, you're going to be panicked with Amazon influencer or any business you're in for that matter. There's going to be some anomalies, going to be some weird things going on. Different things affect people in different ways. You have different product listings. He's got more listings than we do. There just so happens that I had a couple products that I've just been hitting on lately that are expensive products. So maybe Jim Ed's, maybe some of yours that you haven't done them for a while, who knows? But there's so many factors. There's too many for us to even to be able to figure out. But in general, the sense is that usually we find that if I'm making $100, you're probably making 400. If I'm making 50, you're usually making a couple hundred, 300, whatever. That's just the way it works usually. But in general, you got to look at your trajectory. So I had a good 7 days. I had a good 30 days. You had a good 30 days, Jim Ed. Your last 7 days hasn't been great. So your last
True.
30 days is solid. So that's what you look at. You should probably even daily is never a good measure, right? Daily in 7 days is probably not a good measure. But we're giving you those numbers just because it's fun and we do look at our numbers every day, but you just can't do that. It's not good for your health and it's not good for business either. That's not the way business. There's going to be weird things that happen sometimes, no matter what you're doing. So just remember that and don't be surprised when you have some negative days sometimes.
Yeah, but the thing is, Andrew, I was tracking it for July. I was tracking to make over 6,000.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to happen or
Are
not
you
now.
still above June though? Look at your
Mm,
June numbers. That's the thing. You're kicking yourself for a last seven days being bad. I bet you, I could be wrong. I bet you you're still trending over what you did in June. Let's just kind of take a look at that.
yeah, we'll look at it. We'll look at it. Also,
Yeah, he's
let's
not as good as
circle.
pulling reports as I am, so I'll cut you some slack there. But there's in your reports, just guys. I mean, for those who are already in it, if you didn't know this already, when you go, I like to go into the earnings report, not the consolidated summary. I like to go in earnings report, and there's today, yesterday, last 7 days, last 30 days. But you also have this little toggle that does this month, and it's got this. It goes last month, this quarter, last quarter, this year, last year. So and actually you can also do custom ranges. So there's some really good ways to pull reports, especially if you want to see like, hey, since I've joined, like I joined in February 10th, I got in my birthday. And I was like, hey, how I've been doing this year, this whole entire year. It's really quick to be able to do that instead of trying to cobble together a bunch of months and calculate all those things. So it's pretty good reporting as far as revenue. So just keep that in mind. And we've coached a lot of people. I've brought this up before. But if you're not in Amazon influence, you're probably like, what are you talking about? But if you're watching this podcast, maybe you'll remember this, even if you aren't in now. But when you get in, make sure to go to your top right of your screen, and you'll have store. It says store. I'm looking at this right now. Store : and it has on AMZ your store number, store ID, and then it also have, and then if you click on it, and then you click again, then it's going to do a drop down which shows another store ID, which is your non AMZ. It says everything's the same except it doesn't have on AMZ. That other one is just your standard Amazon Associates link. So you'll look on there and say, oh my gosh, I've got no sales. And another true giveaway is it says ordered items. Okay. If you see ordered items, you're on the wrong page. Because on AMZ, it never says ordered items, it says shipped items. Okay. So that's a crucial thing there. If you see ordered items, you're in the wrong place. If you see shipped items, you're in the right place. And it says on AMZ on top. Okay. So just remember that. That's just something that it will save you a ton of time and you'll probably be delighted that you actually are making sales if you thought you weren't. So anyway.
So back to the numbers. My record month was May. So I hit $6,004 in May. Last month I hit 4,853. So I'm ahead of that already. So that is
There you go.
well, hang on. No.
May was a crazy.
Sorry. Back up. June I did 3,600. So far this month I've done 4,853 with a little bit left in the month.
So you get my point? You get my point then. You're up.
Yeah, but I'll tell you this. I had a goal of 6.
Okay.
And
okay.
hold on real quick. If you remember, we were going to go to the conference early July.
Yep.
I went from having 200 videos right before July kicked off.
Yep.
To say, when we get on the plane, I'm going to have 250. I hit 266. Now I'm sitting at 3 something. I'm sitting almost at 400. And the goal was for that to climb up. And guess what? It did. It was awesome. We went through Prime Day, got a little bump there. That was awesome. But then I had leveled off right around $200. And now this week, if you see the chart, it looks like I went in and logged out of the program or something. It is just, but anyway, Amazon's done something. It's going to get figured out.
This is good. This is good. Okay, so you can set your goals. Okay, goals are great. And then, you're a little disappointed because you didn't hit your goal. Those are lofty goals. Okay, hitting $6,000 is really solid, especially for a side hustle. That's full-time income for some people. But the other side of this, you have no control over what Amazon's going to do here. You did your job, you hustled, and there's going to be disappointments like this. So that's unfortunately the way things work. No matter what you're doing, the Amazons, the eBays, the Facebooks of the world, they're going to shift things around. They're going to be testing things. They're going to make your life miserable sometimes, but it's their sandbox. So get used to it. So there's so much complaining on the forums about, oh my gosh, the war. And there's always another person that goes on there and says, it's Amazon. That's the way it is. Secondly, get used to it. That's the way it is. So that's, if you're going to do this, Amazon influencer, which I think I really do believe most people should do. I can't think of a person that shouldn't do Amazon influencer. Okay. So
I think of all kinds of people.
Yeah. But keep in mind that this is going to happen. Don't be surprised.
I'm kidding around a little bit, but this isn't for everybody. There is some work in it. We jump on here, we throw our numbers out there, we make it easy, but
everybody can do it, dude. I think everybody can do it. Most people can do this kind of stuff. So yeah. But I'm just trying to be encouraging to those listening. So I think if you're listening, you're a step in the right direction for sure. So anyway, that's a good introduction. Jimmy, do you want me to talk about the Facebook stuff, Facebook experiment a little bit?
Yeah, how's that going? What's going on? What's going on with that? What happened with what else going on?
Yeah, so I think I was hoping I got an update as far as I got in, but I haven't. So with my second account, my second attempt at this. So I talked about this last podcast, I believe. So I was thinking, I know that the social media platform, that the actual page, if you will, can have an impact whether you get in that second level, right? You get in automatically, right? Because you have over 2,000 followers. Let's just take Facebook, for instance. In most cases I've seen, if you have over 2,000 followers, you're pretty much in. I mean, I've seen the engagement in general. I've never seen anyone say, I haven't gotten with 2,000 on Facebook, I'll put it that way, unless your engagement's terrible or you haven't done anything with your page in 5 years or something. But if you've added some posts, you've done some ads, you've got some recent likes on your page, you should get no problems getting in. So I said, okay, cool, let's do this. So I did mostly a famous quotes, like inspirational quotes from people. Martin Luther King Jr., for instance, did that. Great quotes, had a great interaction with it, ran some ads, spent about $40, $50. We talked about this last week. Yeah, it was good. Solid page. Everything's good. The numbers were good. Had over 2,000. Got in it automatically. Posted my videos the next day. Probably about 4 days later, I got your videos did not, it's a pretty generic message saying your videos aren't up to the standard that we're looking for in an influencer. So still have my account, but wasn't accepted for on-site stuff, placement, which is what we're here for. So I was like, okay. So the videos themselves weren't great. I did some chapstick. I did some sunscreen. I did like some poly bags for my Amazon business. So pretty generic stuff, but I thought the reviews were probably fine. Okay, so didn't get in. So then I said, okay, I got in originally with my company. I'm not going to do I have a coffee company that's, around my dog. So dog themed coffee. Mentioned this before. I got in with my Instagram originally with the influencer account I have right now. Got in with Instagram. Didn't get in with Facebook. Okay. Facebook. Why didn't I get in? I only had 1,200 people. So what I did was I said, let's take okay. So before I tell you why I think is going on, this Facebook page for my coffee company, it's all original content. It's all unique content. Okay. So as opposed to the quotes, even though I did quotes, I did my own I took Canva, took some images, took some videos, took a quote, arranged it in a unique way. All that stuff I put together on those Facebook pages, my Facebook page was unique in a sense, but there's nothing new about the quote. It's not my quote. It's not my picture. It's a picture. It's a stock photo from Canva. So I thought that, yes, there's some unique qualities to it. Perhaps maybe it's not unique enough. Perhaps it's not original enough. So I took something that I got in the first place, which is all original content, all pictures of my dogs, all pictures of my product. It's only my product. And so what I did was I got a second Amazon influencer account that I'm applied for. I'm actually use those same 3 videos that I got rejected with the other page. I'm going to see if I get accepted. So it's a fun experiment, because if I get in with these same 3 videos that were rejected with the other page, then I'm thinking that page has a lot of weight. Does that make sense, Jim Ed? So
Yeah, so let me try to summarize that. Let me see if
summarize.
I'm clear on it. So
Yeah, you understand.
you basically threw a page together, put some quotes on it, drove some traffic to it for a little bit of advertising, and then you got accepted into the program, the first level of, do I have a social media account that's worthy of getting in? You did. They looked at the algorithm, probably checked out the page and said, yeah, it's got enough followers, got enough engagement, blah, blah. And then you put up the 3 videos, which you think were pretty good, right?
Yep.
Standing behind that chapstick.
Yeah, I think it was fine. Yep.
If you're watching, I'm making a face like I'm not sure.
The product itself, it's a pretty easy review.
I'm sorry if you're listening. I mean, look, I've already talked to Andrew about this. How did you show the chapstick being used?
Let's not get in the weeds so much, dude.
Okay, guys.
Yeah,
there we go. All right, yeah. Let's finish up. So anyway, you put up 3 videos that were objectively videos, and they did not pass the test, either from the human watching it, or Andrew suspects that it may be the page. They've gone back and looked at his Facebook page, and they don't like it. I'm a little bit more toward that it might be the video. So here's what we are going to do. We kind of briefly talked about this, but we haven't really made a decision on it. So we'll make the decision hopefully right here with you guys. I suggest, why don't I give him 3 videos of 3 of my reviews. I'll take and get to put 3 really good reviews together, and then he can turn those in on that same page, and we'll see if they pass. And if they don't, then I'll also be convinced that it is the social media page and not the content of the videos. But what we need to do, Andrew, is, if you can, still keep putting up 2 or 3 quotes and things every week, just to kind of keep that page active and engaged. Okay.
Yeah, this is a fun experiment, and this is what it gives us something to talk about in this podcast. So we're not just doing this for kicks. We're doing this because we want to help people get in, right? So we know there's some subjectivity as well. Like there might be someone looking at this, a human saying, I don't like these videos. Another person could be saying, I like them, but we got to get past the fact that we need to have something to where we think most people, no matter who they are, even if it's a bad day, are going to say, yes, it checks all the boxes. We want to get you to that point to where it checks all the boxes. The social media account's good. The page looks good. The videos look good. So if anything's lacking, then it's going to give them a reason to say no. So there's some sort of checklist, and the social media platform has something. The social media page definitely has something to do with it, in my opinion. Question is, how much weight does that have? TBD. I'm not sure.
So yeah, he's going to check that out. He's going through another page, and then he's going to try to put up those same videos. But I'm a little like Andrew and I agree on a lot of things, but a lot of things we also disagree on. I don't think his videos were up to par from what he's described. I
You
haven't
didn't see
watched
him,
them.
dude.
I didn't see him, but from what you've told me, the chapstick was not put on any lips. So, it wasn't really displayed. What maybe even wasn't a proper product to do a review on to get into the Amazon influencer program. But, we'll see. Time will tell. We'll keep everybody updated. As a matter of fact, while we're keeping you updated, be sure to check out our Facebook group, Side Hustle Heroes HQ Facebook group. That's where you can connect with us. You can check out YouTube videos from there, find out where all you can contact us. If you want to be on the podcast, shoot us an email. It gives us a little background on you. We'd love to have you on here. The episode with Cody on here was very successful, and we'd love to do something like that again. So speaking of Cody, Andrew, I guess we should probably get into that and then jump into my thing, what I've got going on as far as scaling. But yeah, Cody has not even put in his first month yet. So very encouraging. He has beat Andrew on his top sales day ever. Andrew has not quite hit triple digits. His top days around 80. Cody, I think, was 100 and what was it? Andrew, was it 11 or 21 or something like that? You remember? Andrew's going to look it up. Good job, Andrew. So, but anyway, Cody also, his kind of goal was to beat me, do better than I did on my first month. Now, hey, look, Cody's had some coaching, so, we've been helping him along. But in all fairness, Andrew was helping me along too. So Cody started a day or two further into the month, so he was at a disadvantage to me. And numbers for numbers, he has already surpassed what I did in March. He has surpassed it in less days in July. So good job, Cody. Man, way to go. We are happy for you on that.
128.70.
128.70. What a day for your first month. Wow.
And here's the thing, Jim, I remember I remember things. Okay, Jim, you may have forgotten. But when you first started doing this, you got in and I was asking you, hey, you done some videos? You're like, yeah, I done some videos. You probably did a handful of them. And you just you goes, yeah, did you make any money yet? Nah, I forgot to check. I don't know. I didn't make much. Yeah. I didn't make any money. And so I think we were at church and I was like, you're looking at the wrong place, dude. You're looking at the wrong place. And then so you look to go, oh yeah, okay, I made $7.11, whatever. And you're still kind of like, whatever. And then somewhere along the way, maybe you remember, when did you kind of get that burr that just that said, oh man, I gotta start going crazy.
I think I probably my number one item to this day that's still hitting probably hit. And I probably made 50 or 60 bucks that day. And I was like,
oh yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah. Yep. Now, I was gonna say, I thought you was gonna say, yeah, I remember when that happened. We were at church and I was telling you, was looking in the wrong place. And then I looked at my real numbers and and then I left church early to go home, shoot videos. It happened. That'd have been a good story.
One of the more boring sermons that day or something.
Yeah.
You're like,
I'll be streaming the sermon on the way home. I got to shoot some videos, but no.
Cody's been focused, man.
But
I'm sorry to interrupt. Cody's been laser focused from the get-go. He's putting up videos. He's about halfway. I'm 120, but I did do some images, so I'm probably 115 videos right now.
I think he's at 60, right?
Yeah, he's already at 60. So he's halfway there, and I'm just I got about 20 more that I went on a trip. That's one real quick update, but I did go on a trip, and then Jim Ed's like, you better get some videos when you go on this trip here. This someone's house. It's like a family member's house on a lake. I'm like, they got a boat, they got all sorts of stuff. I was like, yeah, I got some stuff. And they were really excited about it too. They're like, oh, what are you doing now? And hey, you can do this review. Oh, we got this one on Amazon. She kept on saying the person's house. She's like, oh, we bought this on Amazon. We bought this on Amazon too. So she was so excited. And that's it. You want to get people sort of excited and they want to help you.
Absolutely.
And that's it. And then they're not it's kind of creepy, isn't I'm doing, or kind of weird that I'm doing all this stuff. She's like, not at all. This is cool. We really like what you're doing here. So you'll be surprised. And don't act like you're a weirdo. Maybe you are weird. I'm weird, but just don't feel weird about asking people, for doing that. Because most cases they're going to say, sure, go for it. In fact, I think I got something else you should review. My follow-up said the same thing. Is yeah, actually just bought this this thing for the roof. You should review this. That's been one of my best sellers. That's been one of my best sellers. So remember that, guys. You'll have people who actually will recommend things, throw things at you to review. That's part of scaling.
You had no idea that was going to be a good product either, did you? I bet you shooting that going, I don't know about this.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. I was like, I didn't think much about it. And then I kind of saw one of the listings. I was like, it's selling pretty good actually. And I was like, yeah, but it's only like whatever it is, $20, but people have to buy a lot of it is what happens. So people have to buy several feet of this certain thing. And then it ends up being $1,000, $500, $600 at 4% commission adds up pretty fast.
Yeah, so, for sure.
It's beautiful.
Let's get into scaling a little bit.
Yeah.
So July's almost over. It'll be over before you know it. Next thing you know, it's going to be the holidays. We've got all kinds of holidays coming up, Halloween, Thanksgiving, but mainly Christmas. So people start shopping earlier and earlier with the online shopping. They start doing more and more shopping online. People travel a lot. I know we drive about 12 hours to East Tennessee. A lot of times we'll do all of our Christmas shopping on Amazon, have it shipped over to East Tennessee, so we don't even have to take it with us. So we got more and more of that going on. It's just an opportunity as an influencer to do more. So just be thinking of that. Keep that in mind. If you're just starting out or you've been going for a while, either one, be thinking about, hey, how am I going to capitalize on what's coming up? The retailers certainly are. So here's one of the ways that I am capitalizing on it. I've been building relationships with people that are contacting me to get me to review products. So I'm going to give you some examples, but I'm also going to I'm going to tell you this is a little more advanced. So if you're just starting out, you're on your first month still, like Cody is. Cody's still on his first month. Again, check out episode 8 if you want to see Cody and hear what Cody had to say.
Episode 9, I believe, actually.
Okay, 9.
Yeah.
The last one?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. It all runs together. Andrew's probably correct.
I'm the one who's editing and uploading. You kind of forget, Jim Ed. So
yeah, probably.
While I'm on my vacation, by the way, too. So.
Yeah. Thanks, Andrew. You're the best.
Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging that. Yeah.
Anyway, Cody's asking me like, well, how do I get these suppliers to contact me? Well, first off, you need to have your Instagram handle on your storefront. Just about everything I get comes through Instagram. I'll get a couple through my email, which I also have that on there. And then some people will contact me through my email and say, hey, can we get together on WhatsApp? And that's fine too. So I have about 6 steady suppliers that are getting me good products. I've probably gone through 15 that are offering me just stuff that I can't review. It's under $8. These 6 are sending me products that are typically between $20 and $300 products to review. So for me, I'm trying to build the relationships. They're sending me products that I can use or that I'm interested in. Most of the time, I will do those at no charge. I'm sure there's people out there going, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You're ruining it for everyone. No, I am building a relationship with some people. I let them know that they're very important to me. I appreciate what they do. And I know that when I do this for free for them, that they are able to make more money as the middle person that is facilitating this. So, they're also going to learn what I'm interested in, what I'm good at. And luckily, I'm able to take down a light fixture and put in a new light fixture. Okay. But think about that. Even though I can do that and I can do it pretty quickly, that's going to take me 20 minutes to do. On a typical video that's not too complicated, I can pull a product out, I can review the product, and I can set it aside, get a picture of it, and then move on to another product. And even counting me going back and uploading that product, I have less than 20 minutes in it. So I had somebody, a brand new one, and I like to try to say yes to the brand new people, especially if they're bringing me a product that's over $20 and I think there might be some potential. Okay. So what I did was somebody sent me a light fixture and I was like, hey, I like the light fixture. It's cool. It's about $50. It could go over my little nook table near the kitchen, but I'd have to wire it in. Just like, you know what? I just don't have time. So again, I don't want to say no to somebody just, first reaching out to me, especially when they're bringing some product of value. But I was just like, man, I got so many products coming now. I've got 6 different suppliers that are steadily sending me some stuff. And then I've got a couple that's here and there. So I just told them, no, I'm sorry, I can't do it. So they hit me back and was like, pay you $70. So I'm like, send it. And so far, I go ahead and shoot them. I've heard people say, oh, I don't shoot the video until they've paid. I haven't had anybody not pay me so far. So they said they'd pay me something. They go out of their way to make sure I get paid because they are wanting future videos like that. And I think I bring some value because not everybody can wire in a light fixture or go, like somebody sent me a welder that was worth almost $400. A lot of people can't go plug a welder into a 240-volt outlet and do a welding demo like I've done. So
Yeah, I feel
anyway,
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel bad. I have one supplier who's really been like last night. She said, I have a kayak. She said, oh, I have this cup holder, and I said, cool, but then you need to install something else to be able to put the cup holder on there. And I was like, nah. She goes, well, we really want you to do it. We'll pay you $30 for it. And I was like, it's a $15 product. So I was like, I told her no, but I did do the first one for her, but the last 3 or 4 I've kind of turned down. I feel kind of bad just because either I don't have I can't use it. So I mean, I feel she might just go away, but she really is like, oh, we really want you to do this. Well, I was going to ask you, Jim Ed, is most what I've seen is a very similar thing. It's like they want you to do, I want you to be on camera. I want this to be horizontal. You need to cover these 4 points here. Is that a typical thing, or do you ever have just do a review and we'll be fine with it? Do they usually give you some specs that you need to agree to?
Okay, so it's kind of like at this point, I think with all the people I've worked with, they kind of know and expect that I am going to be on camera.
Yeah.
They do want that.
Whenever I'm or just at the very beginning, usually.
I mean, you know how it is. Either you're on camera or you're not.
Okay. I've done some where I'm on camera and then I'm showing the product without me being on
so
camera.
all right. So here's a little pro tip. You've uncovered a little pro tip here. If you can get a camera person. So my wife has been very good about this. After it kind of got started and started doing a little better, she's been a lot more available to help.
Yeah.
And like I'll tell her, I'm like, okay, look, here's the plan. I'm going to start off on me. I'm going to say, hey, this is Jim Ed with the Improvement Channel. Today we're going to take, as soon as I say today, start going to the product and we'll get a good close up of the product. Today we're going to take a look at this. We'll do a little something with the product. She'll back up, show me with the product in use or whatever that looks like. So she's getting a lot better at that. And I think we're putting together some better stuff. But the pro tip to all of that is you're catching these close-ups, you're shooting a better video, and you are making the edit easy.
Yeah.
Because most of them I can sit down like that. We'll go back in from shooting 15 videos. I'll sit down on the recliner while we're watching a show and I'm just uploading. We shot the thumbnail, we've got the video. I'm over here coming up with hopefully a catchy title to throw on there where they're scrolling through the carousel, they catch mine and they go, oh yeah, I want to know what his thoughts were on that. I want to know what that looked like in use. I'm putting stuff on there to try to draw you in.
Yep. Good.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So what you're saying is they have certain things they want you to hit, but once you've done enough for them, they know that you're going to do a good job with
them. Sorry. And so the new people kind of like they'll say, here we need this, but then after a while they kind of figure it out. But I will say, once you have a relationship, you usually don't have that as much. But what you do still have is some sellers. So you're not really talking to the seller; you're talking to a go-between. You're a middleman, and some of the sellers have some very specific points they want you to hit. Now they're not telling you what to say. They're not saying make sure you say this, but they're saying this product does this. Make sure you do this. And like some of them will even say we need 2 pictures. Some of them, you ran into this one, will say, we want to own the rights to the video afterwards. And very seldom, if ever, do I let that happen.
And she said, we want to own the rights. How much do you charge? Is what she asked. So she assumed that there will be a charge for it. I didn't have an answer. I actually asked you, Jeanette, and you're like, huh, I don't usually do it. But yeah. And what did you tell me? You said probably depending on the amount, like mine was a $15 or $20 product. You said you might tell I can't remember now what you said, but whatever your answer was good.
Yeah, my answer probably has changed on that. I think.
What is your answer now? Yeah.
My answer then was like, maybe if the price was right. But ever since like my number one product out there, I figured out that I was on the upper carousel. So whenever you come onto the product page, they have pictures of the product to scroll through, and sometimes they'll have a manufacturer video or two.
Yeah.
Well, my video was up there. There was a manufacturer video, and my video was up there. And I was all excited thinking that was cool. And I asked you about it, and we were looking at it, and we decided that I'm not getting paid on that video. So the manufacturer basically grabbed my video from the carousel and uploaded it to their picture carousel that they turn into Amazon, and didn't get my permission, didn't do anything. And we looked into it, you and I did, and we decided there was really no way to buy this product off of the video like there would be out of the review. So chances are I am not getting paid on it. And we talked earlier about how Amazon changed some things, and I was kicked off of that product for 3 or 4 days, and my dollars were way, way down. I was still up on the top carousel. So that tells me I am not getting paid for that from that top carousel for sure. Yeah. Does that all make sense, or did I get into something that nobody knows what I'm talking about and it doesn't? Do you want to explain the top?
It's pretty confusing, to be honest with you. But it's fine. I think it's okay. I think that's really good. I know we're going a little bit long, but I just think I've seen a lot of the Facebook groups I'm in. People are like, how do I get the Chinese suppliers to contact me? How do I do that? And it's like, you can't. It doesn't just. You just need to have a good number of videos up, which is an indicator then that you're successful. And second, you need to do quality videos. And it kind of does help if you sort of have some niches, but you should automatically kind of find yourself in a niche. Like I'm in the pet niche, and so there, at some point it's going to happen. Hopefully, we're actually
let me put a little
that. But
sorry to interrupt you, Andrew. Let me put a little color on that part though. I'll say, especially early on, I think I was probably putting up a lot of videos. So it wouldn't surprise me with the amount of videos Cody has put up that he doesn't start getting some Chinese suppliers, especially if he has his Instagram up. Instagram is how they contact you 99% of the time. So have his Instagram up. You'll get contacted, and they haven't really looked at your channel. They're throwing this out to a bunch of people. And then you contact them back. Now, a couple of things that I do, and this is actually more tips for life rather than just tips for influencer, but it certainly works here too. If you text me, Andrew, 99% of the time, I text you right back. Mm-hmm. Would you agree with that?
Well, it's kind of, you got 2 different cell phone numbers, so it gets a little confusing sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just giving me a hard time. I do have 2 cell phones. And if you wonder why, don't worry about it.
If I text the right phone, yes, I get back pretty quickly.
All right. I have a work phone and I have a personal phone. So if you text me on my personal phone during work hours, you may get a slow response. If you text me on my work phone during work hours, you will get a fast response. Whenever the people on Instagram are contacting me during their work hours, which is before I go to bed and as soon as I get up, I'm very responsive.
Yep.
So they know I'm asleep during those other hours. They don't expect anything, but they know, hey, when he wakes up, he's going to text us back and let us know if he wants this product or not, and we can assign it to him. Because they are going to, what they have to do is they like, we need reviews on these products. When we get these products reviewed, we get paid. So let's send this out to Jim Ed, see if he can review it. And then meanwhile, somebody else on the other cubicle or somebody else in the next town over is also trying to get that same product reviewed. And they may find somebody else to review it. I've had this problem where the seller's already found somebody else to review it, so it's off limits. So I'm trying to be quick, get right back on it, make it easy for them, because I get product and they get paid when I'm responsive. So I just be responsive.
Okay, let me just
one more thing, and then I'll let you go. The other thing is, if you have suppliers that have reached out to you, and then it's kind of like falling off. They said they were going to do something, and guys, they're probably reaching out to more than 100 different reviewers. Okay, so they're not mad at you. You got lost in the shuffle. Every few days, I'll go back through and go, hey, did you forget about, not in that, but something, yeah. Hey, just to remind them, hey, can you still send me a product list? Hey, is there anything you're needing to review? So that's where I've gone from just having 1 or 2 over the last couple months to being up to about 6 different suppliers. So just kind of keep that relationship open. There's going to be people that are going to send you stickers to review that are $7. And you look through their whole list, and it's a whole list of party favors and balloons and party hats, and just be like, sorry, I can't work with you. Not interested. They don't tend to have, I've got a $170 chainsaw coming. They don't have stuff like that coming. This is cool stuff that I'm getting to review, but you got to kind of weed through them, and you got to be proactive in working with them.
Yeah, exactly. Good stuff.
Let's do the conclusion. Well, Andrew, that was a great podcast. I think we covered a lot of really cool stuff. Why don't you tell the people where to catch us at and what they should do?
Yes, Side Hustle Heroes HQ. The best place to find us is on Facebook. So go to Facebook and type in Side Hustle Heroes HQ, and then look for groups, and you'll find our group there. So we'll have a lot of information there that's not available at other places. If you are watching our podcast, we do some shorts across other social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. So that may be interesting for you, but most likely it's, since you're watching this podcast, you're getting all the great information here. You're getting the full-length videos, full-length content, but Facebook is where you're going to have a lot more content. In fact, if you join the group and give us your email address, we're going to give you a cheat list, kind of a tips for getting started influencer, as well as some more advanced tips all in one place. So we're working on that document right now. If you do sign up for it and don't get that immediately, just know we're still working on it. But you only get that if you join our Facebook group, okay? And give us your email address. In the group is going to be a lot of stuff. We'll continue to have more conversations there, provide a lot of content and value for you guys.
Excellent. Well, cool. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Awesome. Take care.